In today's world, where we all are concerned about the environment, one crucial aspect is how countries generate electricity. India, in particular, has been making big efforts to use more clean energy sources in its power supply. This video is a journey through India's different states, exploring how each one contributes to the country's overall clean energy goals. From the wind turbines in Gujarat to solar farms in Rajasthan, I will break down the story of how India is moving towards a greener and more sustainable future, with each state playing a unique role. As the world discusses what to do about the climate change, every country has its own worries and goals they represented at this year's UN Climate Summit in Dubai. Brazil, South Africa, India, and China are part of a group of quickly growing countries. Each of them has requested more money for dealing with climate issues and fairness through the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which is called UNFCCC. They believe that richer countries, especially those that contributed the most to historical emissions, should do more to resolve the problem. China has done a remarkable job in reducing the use of fossil fuels for their generating power, dropping from 82% in 2000 to 65% in 2022. However, it's important to know that China is both a leader in clean energy and a top user of coal globally. Even though it has the most renewable energy capacity, it's also the biggest contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, responsible for about 30% of the world's yearly total. India's progress in using clean energy for power has been slower, increasing from 17% to 23% during the same period. Last year, India suggested expanding an agreement to reduce coal use to also include oil and gas. While it gains support from over 80 countries, Saudi Arabia and the other oil and gas producers opposed it. Saudi Arabia relies heavily on fossil fuels for power, with more than 99% of its electricity coming from them and about 67% from gas. Among the BRICS nations, Saudi Arabia has the highest percentage of power coming from fossil fuels, while the UAE has increased its use of clean energy after 2020. Brazil and Ethiopia are the only two BRICS countries where clean energy makes up more power generation than fossil fuels. In both places, clean energy contributes to over 90% of the power. Brazil in the past has taken the lead in discussions about the rules for carbon credit markets. They plan to make money by preserving their extensive forests. In South Africa, fossil fuels still make up a large part of power generation, around 86%. There hasn't been much change in recent years. In 2021, the country secured a $8.5 billion deal from the European Union, the United States, and the other nations to help shift from coal to renewable energy. However, South Africa is now dealing with its worst power crisis, experiencing frequent blackouts and old coal plants breaking down. Gujarat in India has recorded a drastic decrease in its usage of fossil fuel for power generation from 80% in 2019 to 60% in 2022. Rajasthan too, along with Gujarat, has recorded a decline. Karnataka and Himachal Pradesh are the only states among the top 15 producers where the share of clean energy is already higher. Tamil Nadu was inching closer to the 50-50 mark, but progress has been stagnated in recent years. On the other hand, the share of fossil fuel in power generation was more than 90% consistently in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal, and Bihar. In the 4 years considered, the share has not budgeted at all in these states. Odisha's fossil fuel usage has shown an increase in recent years, along with Punjab. Our exploration into the proportion of clean energy in India's electricity mix and that of its states reveals a dynamic landscape of progress and challenges. While India as a whole has seen a gradual increase in the share of clean energy, the states exhibit varying rates of adoption. The transition towards a cleaner resources is crucial for mitigating environmental impacts and achieving sustainable energy goals. As India continues to navigate this energy transition, fostering collaboration between states, implementing effective policies, and leveraging technological advancements will be essential for a greener and more sustainable energy future.